Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Bradford Roberts, Principal Broker, Founder, and Owner of TR Realty in the Las Vegas area. After watching this video, please be sure to like it as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the pertinent handouts for this video by clicking the link in the comments below. Now let's get started. This video is entitled Class 1, Welcome to the TR Team, Welcome to Real Estate Excellence. This segment is entitled TR Administration and Support. So let's get started. I'd like to begin by bringing your attention to our first handout today, which is our contact sheet. Please notice on the contact sheet that our office staff is listed with their particular contact information as well as their job functions. When you scroll down the contact sheet, you will also notice a list of property managers and any additional languages that they might speak. Then you will see a list of our preferred vendors as well as their contact information. Keep in mind that any vendors who are listed on our contact sheet are vendors with which we have a contractual relationship, meaning these vendors are fully vetted, they can be trusted, and you should have a very good experience working with them. Continuing down the contact sheet, you will see other important contact information for companies that we work with and resources for us. And lastly, on the contact sheet, you will see a section that includes the real estate division, the Las Vegas Realtor Association, our HUD number is there, our broker code is there, any other information you might need. Now, the contact sheet is frequently updated and is on our password protected page on the website. So rather than having to contact the office and asking for any particular phone number or website or name of a company that we recommend, please go to that contact sheet. That's why we have it there as an excellent resource for you. If you plan to meet customers in one of our offices, please be sure to bring a laptop or a tablet with you, as our conference rooms are not equipped with standalone computers. That way you'll be able to provide documents for electronic signature, you'll be able to search the multiple listing service, and myriad other functions. We do not allow customers into our agent work areas or into our kitchens, so please only use the reception areas, the conference rooms, or if you have it, your own private workspace. The conference rooms are available to you at all of our locations during business hours. As of the filming of this video, we currently have 5 locations open. Soon we will have a total of 12 locations where all of our associates are free to use those facilities regardless of which office your license is domiciled. So all TR Realty offices are open to all TR Realty associates wherever you happen to be around Southern Nevada. And as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, we do offer private offices. We have them in all of our TR Realty branch offices as well as our downtown headquarters. So if you feel the need or the desire to have your own private office, let us know and we'll let you know about availability. We do not want any smoking in or around our buildings, please. And speaking of smoking, it's going to cost you a lot of money in this business if you smoke. Higher than 80% of American adults do not smoke, and it is a frequent complaint that we hear from the public when people believe that their agent smokes. You may use our offices to receive mail, packages, deliveries. These are your offices now too. And when you come in, please get in the habit of checking mail so that it doesn't pile up on us. Our office staff handles administration only. Let's talk a little bit about that, because as your broker, it is my job to facilitate your transactions while at the same time protecting and defending you. I don't do any kind of administration. I am your broker. I am the principal broker of the firm. That means I am your creative closer. I am your addendum writer. And I am your muscle, which means that I fix real estate stuff that's broken. So come to me with questions on your transactions. Don't go to the staff. And conversely, please don't come to me with administrative questions. That's why we have a team to handle those things for you. Now, when it comes to asking me to review your documents, I'm very happy to do that. I believe that's an important function of a broker. A couple of pieces of advice in that regard. One, if you're going to send something and you need me to review it, if you need some help with it, I want you to fill it out the best you can. Don't send me a blank form and ask me for help. I want you to do your best to fill it in, and then we will go through it together. I will correct any mistakes that you have. And second, please don't send me something to review if it's already been signed by the client. In that case, then it puts us in a difficult position. Do we overlook mistakes to save face and embarrassment, or do we go back to the client and tell the client that we need to fix mistakes that were made, and then it's kind of embarrassing, like I said, and we have to have them sign a new document. So please send it to me before you send anything to the client, and I'm happy to review it. So I believe the correct roles of a good, serious broker are mentor, coach, and leader. I'm far more interested in being respected than I am interested in being liked. I think too many brokers think this is a personality contest. They're trying to be someone you'd go out and have a drink with, and that's not what being a broker is all about. Something I can't do for you, I can't resolve personality conflicts. If you think about the nature of a real estate transaction, in most transactions we have a buyer and a seller, or a lessor and a lessee, and one agent representing each party in that transaction. If you believe in true client advocacy, which obviously I do, that means you're representing your client to the best of your ability. You're not representing another agent. You're not representing the party on the other side of the table. You're an advocate for our client. And sometimes when you advocate strongly for our client, it may put you in a personality conflict situation with someone on the other side of the table. That's okay, because we work for the client. We don't work for the other side. We don't work for the other agent. Now, I can help you with ethical issues. I can help you with legal issues, contractual issues, your negotiations, but I can't help you with personality conflicts. You're going to butt heads with other agents. That's just the nature of what we do, and it's the nature of opposing interests. So when that happens, folks, take the high road. Don't resort to doing anything unethical, and focus on getting that transaction closed. Be the firefighter. Don't be the arsonist. It really bothers me as a 25-year plus broker when I see a buyer who wants to buy, a seller who wants to sell, and a couple of agents with their personalities, egos, and pride getting in the way of facilitating the transaction. In fact, if you are impeding the transaction rather than facilitating the transaction, you're actually doing the antithesis of what you were retained to do. So never impede a transaction. And don't worry about trying to be right. There's big egos in our business, right? So we don't try to be right. We don't try to prove someone else wrong. We try to be the problem solver. You need to put your personal differences with other agents aside and get the transaction done, or you're doing a gross disservice to your client. Get the transaction closed. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the smart decision upon occasion to CC me on an email or BCC me. Of course, the difference being CC is carbon copy, BCC meaning blind carbon copy. And when you CC me on an email, everyone else who is a recipient of that email will be able to know that your broker was included. If you blind copy me on an email, then they're not going to know, and there are scenarios that one or the other might work for you. But the point I'm trying to make here is that a lot of real estate agents, maybe an escrow officer, maybe a mortgage broker, they feel they're out there working in a vacuum and no one is really supervising what's going on. So it's amazing how many times you could solve a problem, you could kind of corral things in a transaction by simply copying me on an email. And then when someone knows that your broker is watching, you might be surprised how often they kind of fall in line. They're more careful what they say and do. They're more likely to follow the law and the codes of ethics. So think about CCing me and BCCing me when the situation calls for it. Please don't flood my inbox. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm just teaching you a valuable tool. Now, when it comes to my email, I read my emails. Doesn't mean I respond to everything, because sometimes a response is not warranted. However, if you copy me on an email, rest assured I will read it, I will be in the loop, and I'll know what's going on. Now, if I have something that I need to say to my associate, I will reply to you and I will say what I need to say, a suggestion, a thought, a comment, etc. I do know the difference between reply and reply all. So my communications with my associates would be simply between the two of us. Now, there's something that I just don't have the time to do, and that is to meet directly or talk directly with clients. You see, as my associate, you are my client. The public is your client. So I would meet with you, talk with you anytime, but I just don't have the time to meet or talk directly with the public. I check emails and text messages at night, on weekends, on holidays, even if I happen to be out of town. For me, it's business as usual. And all of our branch managers do the same. We can all be reached 7 days a week. Now, the best way to reach me, if you have a question, is by text. I love text messaging. I can be brief, I can be quick, and it allows me to give you a simple and concise answer. If you're asking me to review any documents, I do prefer that you send those documents by email. Viewing those on my laptop is a bit easier on my eyes. So if you need me, text me or email me one time, and please give me a chance to respond. I will respond, but exercise a little bit of patience. Also, folks, please do not be in the habit of copying numerous people at TR Realty, numerous staff members, on an email. Send your email to the right person that's on the contact sheet we talked about, and that person will certainly respond to you. Can anyone guess the number one thing that real estate agents need help with? You might be surprised to learn the number one thing is contract cancellations. No one's favorite topic, of course. But sometimes it can be more complicated to undo a real estate transaction than to put it together in the first place. I'm right here, folks. I'm your broker. I'm happy to help you. Please do not call the office. Use email and use text. That is how we will best respond to you. I also want to mention that I'm a notary, and we have at least one notary at each of our locations. Notary services are provided to our associates and clients at no cost. However, our notary services are restricted only to real estate issues. We can't do your car title, we can't do your divorce decree, we stick to real estate, but we don't charge for that service. Now, I want to mention a little bit about taxes. I am not a CPA, I'm not an accountant, I'm not even a tax attorney. So, to get specific advice for your situation, you will have to talk to a tax professional. But from a real estate perspective, I do want to mention that a lot of accountants or CPAs will recommend, once your commission income goes above somewhere around $40,000 a year or so, you might want to think about forming an LLC. Again, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not recommending you do this. Everybody's taxes are personal and individual, and I'm not qualified to give such advice. The only thing I want to talk about in this regard is how to form the LLC if that is a decision that you and your tax professional make together. So the first step is to contact the Nevada Real Estate Division and inquire about the name of the LLC that you would like to form. The Nevada Real Estate Division is the ultimate and final authority on those names. There's nothing I can do to help you choose a name or to tell you that a name is suitable and allowed or not. So you need to go directly to the Real Estate Division for that. If the Real Estate Division says your name is acceptable, the second thing you want to do is go ahead and form your entity. And that can be done with the help of an attorney, a tax professional, or even on your own if you are so inclined. The third step, once your entity is formed, is to go ahead and register that entity with the Nevada Real Estate Division. They're going to charge you $20 for that process, and actually what they're going to do is completely reprint your license. So instead of having an INDV, like individual, as part of your license number, you're going to have an LLC as part of your license number. And the final step is when the real estate division prints that new LLC license and mails it to us, now I am able to pay your LLC rather than pay the commission to an individual. So that is a little bit about the process, okay? Next thing I want to talk about is those of you who are interested either in forming a team or perhaps joining a team. Now at TR Realty, we allow those things. I know there's a lot of brokers who prohibit teams or at least discourage teams. We have no such prohibition. You're more than welcome to form or join a team. We have lots of them already. But the first thing you need to do if you're considering to form a team is, again, contact the real estate division and make sure that they approve the name. The rules have changed over the years, so you need to check with them. Again, they are the final authority on that. And one more thing I want to mention about teams. In terms of advertising, the team name cannot be bigger or more prominent than the name of the brokerage. The next topic I want to discuss with you today is buying, selling, or renting your own property, or as we call it in real estate, when you are a principal in a transaction. Those transaction folks must go through the company. They must be processed through TR Realty. As a licensee, you do not want to try to do a for sale by owner, for rent by owner, a transaction on Craigslist. You don't want to try to do that, and let me explain to you why. Number one, if you try to do a transaction outside the scope of your license, outside the scope of the company, you may not use MLS in any way. Number two, if you try to do a transaction outside, you cannot use any of the forms that are provided by the Las Vegas Realtor Association. And of course, those forms are very, very important to us. Number three, if you try to do a transaction outside the scope of your license and the company, you have no assistance from me, from this team, no support whatsoever. But folks, lastly, here is the very, very important reason why you never want to do a transaction outside the company. And some of you might be thinking, well, Brad is just trying to get a couple of $100s out of this transaction for himself. Folks, that is not going to get me to Tahiti anytime soon. So the most important reason you want to do your transactions through the company is because you will have your E&O insurance in place to protect you. See, folks, in the state of Nevada, your real estate license is considered a privilege license. What that means is when it comes to the courts or when it comes to the real estate division, your strength will be assumed while the public's weakness will be assumed. It is not a level playing field. So if you ever had any kind of a dispute or a problem with someone who is not a licensee and you are a licensee, you're going to get the short end of the stick when it comes to the division, or worse, when it comes to a courtroom, because you are supposed to know better. And folks, I'd like to conclude this video by telling you the 4 services that TR Realty is currently not providing. The first thing that we are not doing is known in the industry as BPOs, which stands for Broker Price Opinions. They're not very popular now anyway. They were big years ago when we had a wave of foreclosures and short sales. A broker price opinion is basically when a lending institution hires a real estate agent to put a value on a property. Now, we can call that a BPO, but I think a lot of us know that's really an appraisal. A BPO is an appraisal without an appraiser's license, in my opinion. So we don't do those. Now, a lot of agents ask me, wait, does that mean I can't evaluate a property? What if I'm going to take a listing? What if I'm going to write an offer for a buyer? I can't assess the value of the property? That's not what I said. A BPO is doing that service for a fee. We are not allowed to charge separately for that. We can put a price on property all day long as we don't charge for it, and it's ancillary to the services we provide, such as taking a listing or effectuating a purchase and sale agreement. So no BPOs. The second thing that TR Realty does not do is known as CAM, which stands for Community Association Management. TR Realty does property management all day long, but we don't do community association management. What is the difference? Well, property management, we work directly for the owner of the property. Community association management means we would work for the association, the condo association, the homeowners association, etc., and we do not do that. The third service that TR Realty is not providing is timeshares. I've always believed that timeshares are a specialty niche, and it's just something that we've chosen not to do in this company. It does require a separate permit. And number 4, TR Realty does not sell business opportunities. Now, please don't confuse business opportunities with commercial real estate. We do commercial real estate all the time here. Commercial real estate is when someone wants to buy, sell, or lease a commercial property, such as a factory, a warehouse, an office building, such as a piece of land or an apartment complex. We do that. When I say we don't do business opportunities, what I'm saying is we don't sell ongoing enterprises such as a nail salon, such as a deli, such as a dentist office. Those are business opportunities, and we do not deal with those. So BPOs, CAM, timeshares, and business opportunities, the 4 services that TR Realty is not currently providing. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you are licensed with another brokerage in Southern Nevada and would like to talk with me, please text me or visit our website. See you next time.